right, here we go. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down. Bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Nerd Soul Sports. But I'm not by myself. This is also in conjunction with Dunkin' on Sports. Hit 'em.
Yeah. You already know we got that dunking on sports, baby. Bring you that woo-ha flavor, and you know how we do on
Yeah.
that Nerd Soul Sports exclusive. And we always bring you that raw diggity dog already, you already know. But
Mm.
like we're gonna start the first thing off right here is Diana Taurasi was the first NBA, well, WNBA woman to pass 9,000 points. So clap it up for her, give it a W for the woo-ha
What up?
approval. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. And the WNBA is doing good. And I want to ask a little brief question. I'm going to get into it too much. Do you think that they should start putting some of these women into the Big Three, or should Big Three open up a wing for women? They're in season 3. At least
That's
just look into it. I don't know,
that's interesting.
just something to ponder the minds out there in YouTube and the people that's listening. I just think
Can women rock in the see?
it's
Because
3-on-3.
the big three is a little different, but
Or they can run it side by side. Run it like because the NBA kind of runs side by side with the WNBA. Why don't you have a 3-on-3 women's league, 3-on-3 men's league, and run them side by side?
but if you run them at the same time, they'll be well, no, because you could run them side by side and use the women's games as a lead-in to the men's games, and that'll help bolster the viewership of both of them.
Also, another thing, usually the way they run them is they run them like basically like tournaments. They play all their games in one day. So you can have yeah, they play them all in one day. So like let's say they have the allotted time from I don't know, 6 p.m. to like 10, and they play all their games. So you can have a man's game, man's game, women's game, and just pack them in a 4-game night and start them at like I don't know.
Yeah, because their games are much shorter.
Yeah, because it's 3-on-3, and then I think it's like the first team to like 50 or something like that. It's something like minute. So I think it can work out.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
It's definitely something that he needs to look into because he's definitely pioneering this 3-on-3 thing.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. I'd say separate them because Hoop It Up was separated. So I'd say and shouts to Hoop It Up, man. That took me back on that one. But yeah,
shout out to Sunset Park.
Oh boy, shouts out to Rockwood Park. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shouts out to Huguenot Park. Y'all people in VA, y'all know what's up. So yeah, I'd say yeah, go for it. I'd say women 3-on-3. I'm down for it.
Because people are already considering not going to the G League and other overseas opportunities to play in the Big Three. So why not?
Yeah,
paper is paper, and you get to stay over here, and you're getting mad. You got a stage made for you.
Yeah, and you got less fluff.
Yeah, because it's weeded out.
I'll say that
because I think it's 5 to 6 people per team. So it's like if you're not balling out, you're getting subbed or you're getting traded. It's that simple. It's not like you got 30 people on the team and you got like 15 of them are reserves and 15 are live action players. So
I feel you. I'd agree. I'd say that it definitely has a lot less fluff, and if you still want to play but want to be away from some of the problems that the NBA and the press around the NBA,
all the bureaucracy.
Yep, you know what I'm saying? All the red tape.
Exactly.
And get it out your face.
Exactly.
So anyway, what you got next?
And you ain't got to worry about the strenuous schedule as well because you already know your summer is basically a summer league. So you ain't going to lock up all these months away from your family.
Lock it up.
But other summer activity that's going on here is the Olympics. And I don't really know how to go address. So I want to ask y'all. Devin Booker seems super thirsty. And don't call that as a bad thing. It might sound bad, and it might be another word I could use, but he's really determined this year. And what I mean by that is before we got into the playoff picture this year, he was like, I really want to be on the Olympics team. Like, no matter where my team lies during the playoffs or the way we're playing and all this stuff, I want to be on the Olympics team. A lot of stars have chose not to be there for whatever the reasons and not play, but he was kind of like the first one to be like, y'all really want to play. And seeing that his team is going deep, even though they just lost, we'll get into that later. How do y'all feel about that? I don't know. I've always been a dunker. Like, threes are good when you're doing like a buzzer beater or you're tying up the score, you're trying to go into OT. Cool, but I don't want to just watch a whole game of people just chucking up shots and it's like they go. Because that's kind of where the NBA is at now. It's like everybody's going to come full of three from the center all the way down to the point guard.
Well, I mean, that kind of started. Well, I guess if you want to go back to where it super started in the modern era, and Open Mind, what up, Open? Open's up in here, so Open can kind of check me on this, but I want to say in the modern era, the whole like everybody shooting threes was kind of spurned by the Mavericks super early on. Well, not super early on, but in the modern era.
Oh,
early on with Dirk and I can't remember the other guy. It was like Dirk, Jason Terry was on that team.
Spurs kind of helped with that too, because Popovich was very calculated, but
he wasn't chucking up threes like that.
Yeah, but he was going it was a lot of shots. It might have not been threes per se, but it was shots. But he was taking quality looks, but that's how he coaches.
Yeah,
like he
wasn't shooting threes. I'm just particularly talking about threes, and then on to Golden State, which kind of took it to a whole nother level. Yeah, shouts to Kukoc. Yeah, Kukoc is another one.
Okay, hold on, wait.
Kukoc is Open Mind said Kukoc is, and he's right, because Kukoc was another dude that was mad tall,
that was something I was going
tossing up threes.
And see, that's something I was going to bring up later when we talked about the Chauncey Billups thing. I hate that everybody goes to Kukoc, because let's take a step back. Mark Jackson got that team on the right track. For whatever reason, he got shifted out. Kerr got brought in, then the rings came.
Because then what about Kukoc? They ain't got nothing to do with
okay, listen, what I'm saying is he's the one who ushered in those trades and brought those people and worked them out. And then he came in, Kerr came in, and was like, oh, ring. But Mark already did all the hard work of drafting these pieces and getting the right personnel there. And
I mean, I'm not giving Kerr any props. I'm just saying the Warriors are the ones that kind of changed the game as far as like y'all shooting like 85 threes in a game, son. Like y'all ain't even trying to set up an offense or nothing.
Because all he had was Pippen and Jordan. That's all you're supposed to shoot. You and Kukoc shoot. I'm supposed to shoot.
And Open Mind brought in Ray Allen, but see, Ray Allen's a little different because he's a shooter. Like he was supposed to shoot, but then like it got to a point where like every position wants to drop a three. And it's like, dude, I don't know if you know, but you ain't a shooter.
And before he got, before Ray Allen got dated, he was an all-around player. He would go to the rim, he would go to the right.
Ray Allen was nice.
He had dribbles, he had handles. Now in his later years, he, focused more on the shot because his legs weren't there, but he was still catching money, he could leave him alone if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Spurs found out the rough way.
Yeah.
That corner three.
That corner three ain't no
Miami.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett still salty about that. He said, you love this. Yeah, and I got him ready for it. Get over it, bud.
He ain't say that. Anyway.
It's kind of what happened, though.
Move on.
As we digress.
Anybody listen to that.
As we digress. But, like, yeah. So who do y'all think is coming out of these playoffs? You got Atlanta and Philly both fighting for their life because Mr. Simmons, yeah, you're getting shipped, bud. If they win or lose, I just think it's your time. Doc Rivers need to go ahead and retire because every time he gets to a team, I don't know if it's him or they don't, I don't know. He just ain't bringing the mustard since Boston. Like, teams just don't take his advice.
Well, you got to remember, all right, so let's peep. And Open Mind, you can come in and drop some knowledge on us too. But all right, when you're looking at Boston, a very interesting thing about Boston is that you had vets that were still viable, and they all wanted to work together as a team. None of his other newer teams really got that. They don't have vets that he has a lot of younger players that haven't really, they may not have.
They don't understand the sacrifice that it takes.
Yeah, and they also might not have been through these situations enough to know like how the playoffs are going to be. So you got a lot of players that haven't really been down this road as many times as Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Papa P. Shouts out to Paul Pierce, keeping it real for everybody.
Yeah,
but and then in addition to that, you got someone like Rondo coming through. He was fresh, he was young, you know what I'm saying? Like you had like a lot of great things at one time that really worked.
Because you had a point guard that
Now,
didn't want to score.
like I would not equate Kawhi Leonard at this point in his career and Paul George to someone like say Paul Pierce and Ray Allen or something like that, or because just the experience level isn't the same yet, and I don't think they're. Oh yeah. Open Mind says a lot of it is salary cap too. Yeah, but it's like there's. I don't know. I feel like there's a issue around experience and an issue around kind of allowing one another to win. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, yo, I got to be the man on the team, they're like, yo, we all working together. We're going to push this thing together. And I think they had the kind of wherewithal at that point in their careers to do that for one another.
But that also had the small percentage of that would lean back on to ownership. Because it's like, if Doc, not saying that he is or isn't asking for these pieces to make his team more complete in the areas that he needs them to be complete in, somebody's either not saying something or somebody's not listening.
Well, I mean, at the same time, Doc don't, he don't hold the purse strings. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't got.
Yeah, but he gonna be the first one to get crucified though.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I think that's why he also gets hired a lot, because I think people in the league know that the reason these teams are losing is not because of Doc. I don't think the problems the teams have that Doc is coaching is because Doc can't coach. I think that's the best way I can say it, and I'm probably not verbalizing it well.
But all right, so that brings another question to my mind: who do you think is gonna be the one to blame here? If they're gonna make some shaking of the move, are they gonna get rid of Doc, or are they gonna split this young tandem up that ain't cutting it? Who do you think is gonna get the shake this year?
Well, I mean, would you say they're not cutting it? I mean, look at where they're at.
How long have you been together and they keep promising and they just can't get it done?
All right.
How long are you gonna keep betting on these? Like these young dogs to just get it and just get over the hump and just do it.
Well, I mean, it might not be them. It might be a situation of like, hey, there's an injury we don't know about, or it might be a situation where we add one more piece and we go.
They had Butler and let it go.
What I'm saying is, once again, this is something that Doc doesn't control. He don't control who gets picked up. I mean, I'm sure they listen to him and stuff, but I mean, he ain't the one that pulls the trigger on what character. I mean, not character, what player gets picked and who don't. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like okay. So all right, Doc right now. Let's say you can't say he's not getting it. I mean, look at where we're at in the playoffs right now. I mean, it's not like this dude is not making the playoffs.
But you're playing. You had an MVP caliber person out of NBA on your team. You're struggling with Atlanta. Now, don't get me wrong. Atlanta's playing.
Atlanta's been good this year.
Yeah, but when's the last time they've been in the playoffs?
It doesn't matter. We're talking about today.
All I'm saying is
Atlanta's been good this year. Should they not be? They got 5 men on the court, just like we got 5 men on the court.
That's very much true. But I don't know.
I don't know, man. Atlanta can't be good and sorry at the same time. Like come on, man.
But what I'm saying is they
got the MLK jerseys and stuff.
No, what I'm trying to point out to you is their players are younger and their team is younger than Philly. And you just finished saying yourself that young teams don't know how to get. So how is it that these young fellows,
young and experienced, so there's a difference. So you can be older but not have the experience. So say if you're older, because those 3 players we were referencing, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, had been in the playoffs numerous times.
Yes.
Even finals numerous times. Well, maybe not numerous times, but in the finals too. So you have the experience there. These guys don't have that experience. So they're young and they don't have the experience. Now, also you got to remember, what does it for one team might not do it for another. So Atlanta might have all the hitters they need right now, and they feeling confident. Philly might be a different situation. Also, Philly got a lot of snitches on their team. So they, what I'm saying, they got snitch made. You know what I'm saying? So you know how they do. but I don't know, man. if Philly gets beat, I say Doc should stay, and they look to get two solid pickups.
I'm scared for Doc because they just chose Luka over Rick Carlisle that's been there. Luke Carlisle is now the new coach for Indiana Pacers because they chose to pick Luka instead of the coach. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, we know players win, coaches lose, but I mean, Rick Carlisle, it's not like, let's not cry for Rick Carlisle.
All right, but hold on.
Dude he is probably sitting beside a swimming pool right now with an iced tea in his hand.
And
you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's not cry no tears for Rick Carlisle right now.
Because I think that's the next thing. I don't want to reach too much into the future, but I think that Damian Lillard might be leaving because his choice of coach was ignored or not interviewed as thoroughly as he wanted to, and they chose Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups was the ownership's pick. Dame wanted Jason Kidd, but Jason Kidd turned it down off rip.
Well, the way it came off from social is like Chauncey Billups and Jason Kidd were both his picks. That's the way it came off on Twitter. And people were mad at Damian Lillard for some stuff that Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups did like something like 20 years ago or something like that. And he like, yo, I don't know. He was like, dude, I was 7 years old when this stuff that you say happened, allegedly, because he was never convicted of anything. So this stuff that you say he did or was involved in, I was 7. I wasn't watching the news then. I was checking out Paw Patrol or something, all right? I wasn't watching. I was watching Nickelodeon. I wasn't watching, I don't know, MSNBC and BBC America, all right? I wasn't watching that. I was a kid, all right? Chill it out. I was probably playing Pop Warner right there. I was playing Little League. Basketball was bigger than I was when this happened. Like, so it's also, it's interesting that for the black people that were called to be coaches, all of a sudden it's go back 20 years and cancel time, because there are so many white coaches that are in the league right now and in college right now that got enough dirt in their past, but don't nobody care. It's all good. Now all of a sudden, 2 black men up for the job. You know what I'm saying? Or 1.5. No, I'm just playing. I don't need no Jason Kidd smoke. But you got 2 black men. All of a sudden, it's history time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. And not saying if they did it, cool. They need to be punished for what they did. But if they didn't do it, and you don't know whether they did it, and the accuser didn't tell us, or there wasn't no like court documents or whatever, now we just guessing. Now you're just doing it because you don't like them. So it's like, come on, man. You can't have it both ways. Either they all got to go down or none of them go down. Which one you want? Because it feel like y'all, like, what was the girl? The girl that had the show Girls on HBO. I can't remember her name, but she was like, believe all women, believe all women. And then one of her friends was accused of messing with some black girl, and she was like, oh, well, he's my friend, so now we gotta do some, we can't just, we gotta do some investigation. Nah, son, believe all women. Your boy gotta go down. You know what I'm saying? But I will digress.
Look, all I'm saying is this, man. There's a lot of things that are going to change. And I don't know how long this new wave of this sports passing is going to pass or going to last, but I don't think that these 4 teams are going to be staying talking this year.
Yeah.
Because with LeBron coming back and he's already trying to make moves, and then Dame and McCollum might be moving. There's a good free agency class coming up this year.
Let's be honest. If LA did not have the injuries they had right now, LA would be going on to a 2-peat or a repeat right now. Let's be honest. Look at their record before the injury started. Their record was money before that. Okay. And they about to pick up Damian Lillard in the offseason. So, look, I'm telling you, I'm like Negro Diamonds on this.
But don't forget about Russ, because Russ is still knocking on the door like, hey, yo, let me get in there.
I see you.
Because Russ, he put up a beautiful resume last year with the crappiest team out there in the NBA. Right, right below Sacramento. But yeah, nonetheless, he put on a resume. So Westbrook is definitely he get to sit at the table and cheese because he's like, I got a record that ain't nobody got.
Either they pick up Russell or they get Damian Lillard in LA. Boy, to slam that joint hard.
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 But
But you know what I'm saying? Next year, I do think there's going to be a lot because you're going to have a lot of injuries that existed this year that won't exist next year.
True. Because Jamal Murray's going to be back. Dinwiddie's going to be back. And Dinwiddie, well, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this was like fluff news. But somebody had put out there, I'm not saying this is him. We don't know. But he was like, if I don't get the bag in Brooklyn, I'm out. Come on, man. Do you see those 3 people that's up there? You're going to be the 4th one to get a bag, okay? If they got enough money to give you a bag because their coaching staff is out here. So it's like, hey.
Open mindset injuries going to happen next year too. I mean, yes, injuries will happen next year too, but what I'm saying is like the people that are injured now will have healed up by next year.
Yeah, Clay Frail. I don't know what's going on with him. That boy done snapped both of his legs. I don't think he gonna walk again.
Nah, like, and that's another thing. Like, I'm gonna get the bag. Why don't you worry about getting like?
Dinwiddie was nice though. He went down on a fluke injury. If he was still playing, I think Brooklyn might be still in it.
Okay, I guess that's a fair. That's a fair.
Because before he went down, that was 20 points that you got to count for. Oh, Dinwiddie's playing, that's 20. You just had to give him 20 and at least 6 assists, at least.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. I'll give you that.
Because I equate his game to being a more controlled and Popovich style of James Harden. That's how Dinwiddie plays.
But that's an issue that I have with Brooklyn. Brooklyn got like 5 players that play the same position.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They ain't got no big man, but they got all the little point guards and guards and stuff like that.
They mad guard heavy over there. Anyway, what we got next?
But as of next on the agenda, we already talked about the coaches, but basically we just gonna get into like, yo, what do y'all think about these playoffs? Who do you think? Like, let's slow down and really look at it. Like, cause it looked like both of these series is going 7. So who do y'all really think is gonna be in the finals? Like, cause we literally are down to the last 4 at this point. And I don't believe in Aiden or Booker. But then on the other hand, I love Chris Paul, and I think he needs his due. So are they going to Dirk him this year? And a lot of people don't know what that saying is, but Dirk should have never won that ring against Miami. I think they gave him that because they're like, yo, you're on the way out. We're just going to give you one so then your resume is complete. Because I think they're about to Dirk somebody this year. They're going to give him a ring because they know they're not about to get one. Because either Zion about to get nice, Ja Morant, somebody about to get nice, and right when LeBron leaves, they're going to take off, and these 4 teams going to be left in the dust. And they're going to be like, who, what?
Yeah, Moran, like Moran, he is another one that, man.
Ja Morant is filthy.
He's nice. So, all right, so peep this. All right. I feel you on that Mavericks joint with Dirk, because even looking back at those finals, I might have to sit down and watch those finals again, because for all intents and purposes, even think about it now, like that should have been a cakewalk for Miami. That should have been a cakewalk.
Not even that. Even off of pure memory, the calls were due in that series. The calls were so lopsided. People were disgusted with the calls that were getting called. Even LeBron, like, I can just remember all the memes. Like, they were disgusting with those calls. Then you normally talk. You had the oldest team right under San Antonio. You had Jason Kidd, Jason Terry. What is his name? Dan Pierre.
Dan Pierre.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, now, so Open Mind says, I don't want to call these finals teams. I don't want to call the finals. These teams keep proving me wrong. So yeah, I'll give you that one. And shout out to shouts to Tyler Bennett for coming through. Nice to see you, man. You know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? Things are changing, moving around, but we still flowing, man. We still flowing. That's what we do.
I'm gonna just say this: it ain't the teams that they surprising us or they keep proving us wrong. Is that the NBA is putting their money where their mouth is. This is the first year with the play-in playoffs. This is the first year with them doing 76 games because of the bubble, and they try to jam all this stuff together. So they're like, our payers gotta plan out. They gotta work. So they're pushing money. These series about to go 7. They milking this money. This ain't nothing about nobody's skill, and they're showing each other up. These Giants should have been a definitive loser and winner already. Neither one of these 4 teams have the caliber to go 7. What are you talking about? Why are both of these series going 7?
No, hold on.
And before you say something, because if you look back at the playoffs, for a while, everybody's like 2-3 and 2-1, like all the way through. It was no like there was a couple of like sweeps, but there was a lot of 2-1s, 2-3s, going 5, going 6, going 7. I think this is the first year that we've had that many 6 and 7s all the way through.
Bruh.
People want 6 and 7.
Look, man, the competition is hot. The competition is hot. You know what I'm saying?
How is it?
And it's the well-matched team.
How is it that you get people that swept, get to a team that's went 7, and you're struggling? Nah, that don't add up to me. It don't add up.
So are you right now ready to tell the American people that there's a conspiracy by the NBA to
NBA, we know that's a machine. They pump money out of here like crazy. You ain't never heard them say not one thing about these referees, but you quick to make me pay a fine for them because they making a bad call. Where's their fine? Obviously, we've made complaints and showed you footage. Where's their fine?
You know what? Ref shit. I wonder how you would work that. Like, if a ref did something and like, could a ref like, what would you find a ref for?
They already overturned calls in games. They'll look at the footage after the game like, oh, that wasn't a bucket. So where's they find that if they was wrong? There's no repercussion for the refs, and the refs been getting complained about all year, and people been getting fined. Where they find that? So you trying to say all these refs have been
so
right?
What you trying to say?
All these refs have been right all year.
So what you trying to say is defund the referees?
No, what I'm saying is the NBA. Somebody need to check the NBA because the NBA just throwing money at stuff, and they're like, "Hey, we pay your check. Do what we say."
You know what? All right. So what I'm going to step out on the limb. See, I wish we had Powerful P on Saturday. Well, see, Saturday it's a holiday weekend. We might not be doing sports this weekend, but anyway, because Conspiracy P, if he was here, may agree with you that you know what, there's a conspiracy to keep money inside of the league, going and germinating, ruminating around with more games by manipulating the calls, and also by never reprimanding or providing consequences for the calls that are made in error or that control games that shouldn't have been made in the first place. So I'm not against that.
All I'm saying is if you do the math, everybody can count, everybody got a calculator. If you put in the play-in playoffs, and the games they took away for the 82 season to make the 70 whatever, it's about 79, 78 games. So you literally only took away 2-3 games. But you're still making money because now you're having, it's a play-in playoffs. No, this is just the 82 game season, bro. These ones lock their seats, so we ain't worried about them. We worried about y'all. We gonna see who 8-9 and 8-7. This is 82 game season. That's the same thing that happens every year. You just put a new slap tag on it. A little postable play-in playoffs. No, this is 82 games. We just trying to get in there. We just trying to get to that playoff.
Trying to hurry up. See, because when you put the word playoffs,
now it's glamorous.
But see, more people watch when you
put the word money getting thrown at it.
When you put
people already said it after the All-Star break, people stopped watching it because they were like, oh, well, they already got 58 games. We know they're gonna be there. I'll check you in the playoffs. And they threw a tag out there. Ooh, play-in playoffs. Come see it. Money. Come see it. Everybody's like, oh, I gotta watch the play-in playoffs. This is something new. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's still the 82 game season. It's the scrubs playing against the scrubs trying to make it in there with the dogs.
Not the scrubs playing against. You know what? Look, all right. So before we get on to the next topic, because he said the scrubs playing against the scrubs. All right, so peep this. I would love for Chris Paul to get a ring. I really would. I would love for him to get a ring. Chris Paul been around for a minute, man. He's been through a lot of injuries. I even think he'd be using Beijing on his hair sometimes.
Oh, he definitely
he be using Beijing. It's like, yo, he needs that. You know what I'm saying? So then he don't have to use Beijing no more. He can have his ring and he can just be comfortable. He can go and retire, man. Because he's a player that deserves a ring for all the time he's put in and all that stuff. He just deserves that, man. For real.
You know he's not gonna get it. You know why? Got an inside tip. Let me whisper y'all.
Why?
Let me whisper it. He is the players' what is it, representative or whatever in the council. So he's the one who brings all the players' issues to the board of folks. We're not going to say the other word, but you know what I'm talking about. The folks.
Yeah.
And the NBA table.
I know.
So that's why he's going to get balled out of this. We let you get close, buddy. That's the best we could do.
So what you're telling the American people?
He gonna go 7 and they gonna drop short. They're not gonna let him get a ring.
Yo,
all the years that you sit there and defended us, and you could have easily been like, went back to your NBA pals and like, no, this is what they wanted. No, you came in there and did your job. We didn't ask you to do your job, buddy. We told you to put a face on, bring in some of their demands. We're gonna ignore you and do what we want to do. But he ain't see it that way. He actually tried to fight for his teammates and his friends in his league.
Because that's what his job is supposed to do.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not what they wanted. They wanted a yes man. They wanted what's his name? Wayne Brady out there. They need somebody to yes man it.
Hold up. Don't talk about Wayne
Brady.
Oh
my God. Terry
Yo.
Crews in it? Can we say that? Nick Cannon in it? What? Who else?
Not Nick Cannon, boy.
Carlton it.
Let's just go next topic. What we got next?
Well, we want to talk about the Olympics or the Simone?
Let's go. So we done with the NBA. I know you got lottery stuff you want to talk about.
All right, we can just make this short and sweet. Draft lottery is coming up. What is it? July 29th. A lot of people are making trades or making, deals already, even though the playoffs and the finals aren't over.
Shouts to Clutch Sports.
Yeah, that boy is tampering.
Why you wrong?
If you look up tampering in the dictionary, you're gonna see him and LeBron like.
Nah,
they be tampering.
Stop it. We ain't gonna tear down black men like that on this show. First thing, let me tell you this. If you want to talk about tampering, it's going to be a whole bunch of white agencies up there before we even talk about Clutch. All right? So don't even try to come up in here talking about my boy LBJ.
Ain't nobody worried about Damian Lillard and Caruso. I'm talking about all these high ticket players he getting, and they all of a sudden just showing up in LA. Hey, man, look, I ain't knocking your hustle. You doing your thing out there. Whatever your sales pitch is the best. But what I'm saying is you're tampering. Stop it. Just cut it out. We call a spade up in here.
So he's tampering. He's tampering. He's tampering.
Legit. Yes, legit. You know who it is. LeBron.
He's tampering. So he's tampering. All right. Tell me how he's tampering. Please explain to me, because all I know.
Do we need to pull up his roster of players?
So he got good players. He should have good players. Does that mean he tampered with the league because he got good players? Maybe he represents. Maybe other agencies need to step up their representation. All right. Don't be coming up in here and talking about he tampering, he cheating because I ain't a good agent. No, those other agents need to step up their representation. I can't believe you're gonna come up in here and spit that Stephen A. Smith mess up in the house that LeBron James built for Clutch Sports. Are you kidding me?
Come close. Look, this is your conscience speaking. He's from LA. He's getting rubbed off, okay, with that LA cash.
I am not from LA. I am not from LA.
He is part of. He's drinking the Kool-Aid, people. Okay, it's no way. It's no way he believes this. The Richmond him wouldn't have believed that. The LA him.
All right, let me set the record straight. First, the record. I'm from RVA, Richmond, VA. All right, 2 up, 2 down, always. East Coast in the blood, don't stop. Now, LA has treated me well.
Mm-hmm. How many
since
years?
I've been there? Coming up on 10 years I've been in Los Angeles.
A decade almost.
All right, coming up on 10 years. All right, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm just spitting it how it's spit. All right, now, these other agencies, they've had great players, but they didn't create or provide an opportunity, atmosphere, or give the service that players at that caliber needed. Clutch Sports came through and provided that. So why would I stay with some old, crusted up, nasty, destitute, dusty, nasty, white supremacy agency when I could go and spread money, hashtag let the dollar circulate with my brothers?
I wish y'all could see him right now. This prepared speech is spectacular. He got the hand movements, the gesture, the posture, everything. But you know what 10 fingers make? Bring them together. What's that? We ain't gonna say it. We just saying he's just drinking the Kool-Aid out there. I'm just saying the water must be nice out there. The sunsets and the beaches must set you free out there. Yeah. Walk to the edge of the earth and see what y'all tell me y'all see. Tampering. LA. Come on, we tamper. It's the Golden Gates. We just allow tampering. What's up? We open LeBron, open arms. Come to LA. We tamper, baby. Who gonna say something? We big LA. Who gonna say anything about the Lakers and GD Bus and all them?
All right, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Mr. Tampa Man. All right, since you want to talk about Tampa.
Yeah.
Since you want to talk about Tampa. Before Clutch Sports came out, did we ever hear about agencies tampering with anybody at all? No. Do you think that they were not tampering? Yes, they were. It's interesting that when a brother gets some power, a brother get a little bit of money to himself, two brothers come together and create an empire. All of a sudden, we got to ring the Tampa bell. No, we playing the game how you set it up. Don't get mad at us. We doing this. We just playing the fair rules. We playing the rules you made. Why you mad at us? So now we tampering. We tampering. All the NBA years y'all been doing this exact same thing that we doing. Now all of a sudden it's Tampa time.
Okay, so okay, I see that your temper's high about the word temper and tampering. So let's use another word, monopolize. Let's use that word.
Monopolizing?
And I ain't talking about the board game. Okay, so let's just take tampering out of there because it's bringing your temperature up a little bit. So let's just say you're monopolizing the game a little bit. You're just taking a little corner, and maybe you're giving back what's been given to you all these years. I'll applaud you. Two wrongs don't make a right, and that's what my mama always raised me on. Tampering is tampering, buddy. Call it how you see it. Black or white, green or yellow, still tampering. Turn the lights out, still tampering. Don't matter how you call it, it's still tampering. It's just people tamper better than other people tamper, and we know that they tampering.
I don't know nothing.
Look at
I was on the phone. I was on the phone.
Clients.
I was on the phone with Rich the other day.
I
was on the phone with Rich the other day, and I said, "Are you tampering?" And he said, "No, I'm not tampering." And I said, "There it is. There it is. Let's move on."
Everybody go rent the movie A Time to Kill, and we'll come back to this conversation another day on sports. But yeah, go ahead. Take it away with the next topic. King Tampa.
So the Olympics, we're going to talk about the Olympic trials real quick. I haven't watched everything, but who I have watched, Simone Biles. Wow. Simone Biles has not only made history this year. Actually, this isn't the first year she's made history, but she's made history this year as well, just recently, and she is still killing it. NBC Sports is putting up all the runbacks of like her trials, Jordan Childs trials. I can't remember the young man's name. There was a young man that he broke some kind of record for the rings on the USA team. Also, big shout out to Shakara. Shakara, if it's not Shakara, I hope I'm not screwing up your name. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I think it's Shakara Richardson. Sorry, Sha'Carri Richardson. Sorry. Sha'Carri Richardson just broke another record in her trials to go to the Olympics. So we over here, we got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the sisters. The sisters hold it down. Also, there was another brother I believe he's getting out of high school going into college that just broke another record in the 200-meter men's race. So, and I can't remember his name. Hold on. See, what was it? The men's 200-meter. See, what is his name? I can't remember his name right now. But it's another young brother. He's killing it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Well, I'm kind of excited to see the Olympics because at the same time, his name is Noah Lyles. I think that's who it is. Noah Lyles wins the the men's 200 meter at the Olympic track and field trials. So that I think that's the last or the most recent one of the records that were beat or whatever, at least as of now. Now, the Olympics, I'm excited. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see my brothers and sisters up there rapping. But at the same time, I'm gonna keep it real. We've been hearing from Japan that like, yo, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. It's bad. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Because I guess, COVID is still running rampant over there. So I don't know, even though I want to see them realize their Olympic dreams, there is a part of me that kind of worries if there's going to be some kind of fallout from all of these people coming together from all of these nations inside of a nation where the pandemic is still not super under control yet. I mean, it ain't super under control in the US, but at least we have vaccinated approximately half of the population. So we'll see. But I am excited to see, the brothers and sisters get their medals on.
2 or 3 things. One, is Johan Blake running?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Usain Bolt, is he running?
I don't think so. I don't think he's running anymore.
Third thing, why don't we just bubble this whole situation? Hear me out. It's the Olympics. All the different countries are going to do X, Y, Z. We had, 2 years extra to plan this or a year extra to plan this? Why don't you just put certain events in certain countries that were less COVID? All right, we're doing basketball in USA. Boom. Puerto Rico, y'all got wrestling. Bang. Track and field, China. Boom. Or somewhere in China that isn't as heavy in COVID. It's the Olympics. We're all supposed to be coming together as a nation. Stick us in different bubbles so then you're still going to be televising it. Just put us in different, so not everybody's in one area catching whatever.
Yeah, but, Japan has spent all that money, you know what I'm saying, to put up the stadium and everything. I do think there's a way, I feel what you're saying, but the way the Olympic trade or the Olympic Commission or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they ain't feeling that. Now, I do think there's a way where we can make however they set up their Olympic village or whatever, everybody come here, get in here, sit down. We're going to test everybody. It's going to take a long time. We're going to test everybody, make sure everybody cool. And then we're going to wait 2 weeks. Then we're going to have the events. We ain't going to have no stand, no people in the stands. It's just like you're going to be running by yourself. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to give medals and y'all going to go home. You know what I'm saying? Do it. I mean, NBA proved that you could do a bubble. Now, I don't know. I don't know how much Japan wants to do that, but it don't seem like they're going to do it anyway. But
if the NBA can pull it off with the success rate that it came off with, and I know that the world has a bigger budget than the NBA, they can pull this off.
Well, it's not really the world; it's the Olympic Federation or whatever, whoever them people is.
Who shows up at the Olympics?
I don't know.
The world.
The world.
That's why we have the different colored rings. There's the world coming together for a sign of peace, for a celebration of sport.
Yes, but at the same time, there's a federation or whatever that holds that. No different than the NBA or whoever the World Cup people are, FIFA or FIBA, or there's the Federation of Olympics, and they make the decision. Like Japan, there's been some people in Japan have been like, yo, we need to cancel this, but unless the Olympic people cancel it, Japan can't cancel it. Like Japan can't be like, yo,
but we ain't gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. Federation people when they was in this conference and they was like, all right, we canceled it this year, and then they came back and they was like, hey, we're doing it. When China or whoever was supposed to be hosting it came to the table and was like, hey, yo, we ain't doing it. Cool. You can still participate. We're going to bubble the situation. We'll still slap your name on it as the host if you would like, but we're going to continue forward, either with you or without you. That's up to you, but don't get mad at us when you look at the record books and you're just not on none of the pages this year because you opted out. That's your choice.
Now, I will say I like your idea the best, and it's something that I thought about last year, where when they were like, oh, we're going to cancel, I was like, yo, you know what we could do is instead just have the Olympics in stages. Now, I know that would suck, but like this month we do all track and field. Next month we do basketball. Month after that we do all the kind of like the curling and the whoever. shot put or whatever. I don't know, whatever. And then after that, we do the karate and the judo and the boxing. You know what I'm saying? And like do all that stuff like month after month. So like you don't have everybody there at one time.
Yeah, do all like the outdoor stuff. Yeah, you still got the summer weather, and then all the indoor stuff just kind of do like.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could do something like that where you kind of try to keep people separated, sort of. But I mean, we'll see how this pans out. Hopefully, it'll get better. But
this might set the tone. This right here crazy. Is going to set the tone for the X Games, and I know that's kind of like off put, but it's kind of the same thing because X Games hasn't been popping off since this whole thing either. They've been kind of low key quiet. Like ESPN been saying about the X Games.
True. Now, big shout out to the chat. Young Trey up in here. What up?
Yeah, Young Trey, my dog.
Nice to see you. But yeah, that's how I feel about the Olympics, man. I'm excited for the records that are getting broken, but at the same time, yes, I do wonder and worry about people's safety and their health, because I don't want like Sha'Carri Richardson to go up there and be like, oh yeah, it's super dope, and then get COVID and not be able to run. You know what I'm saying?
So from us at NERDSoul and Dunking on Sports, if you're listening to this, we want you to be safe on this holiday weekend. Also be safe on your travels out there in the Olympics or whatever, in the NBA players traveling from their games and all that stuff. Just everybody out here that's watching and tuning in. Be safe. Be careful. Put your mask on. If you want to go get vaccinated, go do so. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Our entertainment will suffer, but we'll be okay knowing that you're safe to entertain us at a convenient or safer time.
Yeah, and I guess that's it. We done. All right, cool. Well, go and tell them where they can find you.
Hey, yo, go to TMC for Nip at Instagram to find your boy, or you go to Twitter, Talking on Sports, to find me. And, my brother back here, he can give you his info. Holla at my people out there, Young Trey that just popped out here. We always doing new videos, doing new things, bringing that woo-ha flavor to your screen. And thanks for tuning in. Hit that like and that subscribe and all those beautiful things.
Yeah, that's right. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places that hit that thumbs up. If you like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs down. If you don't, but if you hit that thumbs down, I'm telling you, I might have to send your boy Paul Pierce after you. He's not going to be happy. He don't play no games, and he got them hands. With that said, I was going to play some Guilty Gear tonight, but I'm tired. So I don't know if I'm going to play Guilty Gear tonight. But big shout out to Open Mind. Big shout out to Tyler Bennett. Big shout out to Young Trey. Don't forget podcast if you rather listen. Spotify for that music. We are out here on all them socials. Share this to your folks if you want to talk about sports. Share this to your folks if you want to talk about nerd stuff. We are following Evil, so I will be reviewing Evil when the season is done. We are going to be getting into some hip hop tomorrow. Thursday we'll probably, we'll play some Guilty Gear on Thursday. I got you. We will play some Guilty Gear on Thursday. We will have some matches, and your brother will try to win and get some streaks going. But from us to you, we're just saying thank you for watching. We're going to leave y'all with PL Parker Lewis and Arckatron. So peace. And we are out. Yeah.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bare-handed so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the barrier, we outside. Help the barrier, we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from under pain.